Hi, it's me again. Hi, me again. So, hello. It's Tuesday. I'm at least staying on track with that. Here again for another exciting episode of me making no sense on anything. But hi, thank you for coming back. I know I still owe you a bonus episode. I will do my best to get to that this week. I said last week that I had two poop your pants deadlines looming over me. I had to let one slip by me. I could not make that story work, and I had to let it go. And I was really disappointed about it. But then I saw a submission call for something that it immediately I got a spark in my brain. So I can come up with a story for this one. Hopefully I get in, but if not, it'll be, a fun writing exercise. And, you still have the story when all's said and done. I can just put it in a collection or something. So I'm happy about that. Not happy that I missed the submission, but there's kind of that weird, oh, but here's an opportunity that'll work better for you kind of thing. Is that kismet? I don't know. But how are you today? We are inching closer to my third favorite holiday. It is my third favorite holiday. I love Thanksgiving. I cannot wait. I'm appropriately attired. I don't know if you can see my earrings. They're like fall leaves. My makeup is all fall. This crap on my lips. I'm having second thoughts about the lips. I'm definitely no Mick Jagger, but my lips take up a bit of real estate on my face, and a bold lip kind of makes me nervous. But this stuff is pumpkin pie scented, tasted. I'm wearing pumpkin pie on my lips, and it's lovely. I enjoy the hell out of it. So I'm really excited about Thanksgiving. We are absolutely not having anybody come over. We are not going anywhere. I always host, and it's always like a big to do. And it was kind of sad this year because my shopping list for making a much more toned down Thanksgiving for just the four of us it was minuscule compared to what it usually is. I did, however, score because we are a family of eaters, that it cannot be denied, and I do most of the cooking around here. We don't order in very much, and we don't get a lot of prepared stuff. I cook, so that means that I have a gold card, a gold rewards card from my grocery store because I shop there so much. That's bragging rights. I also, because of said rewards thing, I got an 18-pound Butterball turkey for free. And I'm making that turkey for 4 people, an 18-pound turkey. That's usually about what I get for 6 people. Again, 6 big eaters. But the thing about Thanksgiving is it is a meal that lasts us. There's a ritual in my family. This is something that I am carrying on from my mother. Is you do Thanksgiving. The day after Thanksgiving is when the Christmas decorations start to go up. We have never participated in the Black Friday thing. I don't leave my house. Back when I used to work retail, I worked at the mall. Black Friday, God, was such a shitty day. I don't even leave the house now. I have that luxury. So what's really nice is it takes 2 days to get all the Christmas decorations up here because everything gets covered. If you stand still, I have found a way to wrap you in tinsel. That's what happens over here. So it takes 2 days to do it. And in those 2 days, with just nonstop pulling boxes out, you get dirty and gross because those decorations they get dusty. You don't have to worry about dinner. You just heat up a plate of Thanksgiving leftovers. And a turkey, that is probably like pound for pound. I messed that up. The cheapest meat out there. I can do so much with leftover turkey. One of my family's favorite things is a big pan of turkey tetrazzini. It's really creamy, really cheesy. It's really indulgent and comforting. And there's also billions of turkey sandwiches. I'll usually do a big thing of turkey gravy where you just chop up the turkey and put it in the gravy. I make homemade gravy, and that's another bragging right. I probably make the best turkey gravy ever. No reason to be humble. I spent years on it, and there were some real shit gravies in the process, so I feel it's okay to Why are you doing this, phone? Why? Do you see that? Is it whoom, whoom? Maybe one day I'll get an actual camera if... What is it doing? I'm sorry. We will turn you away from the window. Are you done? Yes. Okay. So yes, Thanksgiving. I'm excited. Yeah, Turkey Day, my favorite day. Also, I wanted to just bring up, since I'm here, we're killing time. I'm irritated today because I put in a Chewy order. If you don't know what Chewy is, it's stuff for your pets. I have a cat with chronic kidney and bladder issues, so I got them one of those little drinking fountains. And the drinking fountains come with filters, and you have to change the filters, and the only place where I can find them where it's reasonably priced is Chewy. I also happened to, while I was on there looking to get replacement filters, I was greeted with the... Well, it's not horrors. It might be to my husband when he sees what I did. But I was greeted with the fact that they had a very, very large section of pet Christmas stuff. And I had to get some stuff. So I got, my one cat got a fleece Christmas onesie. And I got my cat Bob a hoodie that says Santa's Best Boy. And I got them Christmas themed toys. I mean, not a lot, but it was enough that this was going to be a substantially sized box. And FedEx, I'm not going to talk shit about the delivery people. I can't imagine how inundated they've been. They've been messing up FedEx the most. USPS and UPS, they've got their shit together. FedEx messes up a lot. But it happens. My problem is they delivered it to the wrong house, and those assholes kept it. This isn't expensive electronics. These are fucking cat shirts that they kept. Give me my cat shirts. Luckily, Chewy, they're awesome. They're awesome there. We called them, and they said, we'll send you a new box right now. You will have it soon. Thank you very much for your business. To which, you will continue to get my business. Thank you and bless you. Okay, so let's get to it. My computer's turning off. In case you hear a humming, I have my little space heater on because it's cold outside and there's no heat in this room. Now that fireplace, it does work. It is a wood burning fireplace, but after I'm done filming this, I have to make dinner. Takes about an hour to make dinner. So after this is done, while it's uploading, I will be in there making dinner. I don't have time to build and babysit a fire. You kind of have to babysit a wood fire. It's lovely to have, when I'm in here working nights and stuff, to have a fire popping behind me. It really sets a mood. And now I have a segue into the point of the video about setting the mood. I want to talk about writer aesthetic for just a minute. So it's something that you see a lot with people tend to romanticize certain endeavors. I feel weird calling being a writer a profession. I get paid meanly. I mean, my royalty checks are enough for me to treat myself out to a small fry and a drink. But I guess if you're doing it for money, it is a profession. It's weird. But people tend to romanticize certain professions, and writing is one of them, which I find amusing. I'm not hating on the people that do, and I'm not going to make fun of them. I just find it amusing because the reality of it is so not what those hazy pictures that you see online are. Like, yes, there are tons of pencils. Yes, there are tons of notebooks, like notebooks everywhere, not even kidding. But I mean, on my desk, I've got a laptop. I've got a typewriter, like clicky keyboard. Can you hear it? And I love it. That's probably the most writer aesthetic-y thing that I have on my desk. I've got a printer. I've got sticky notes everywhere. I've got my what the hell is this thing called? A planner to keep track of how many words I write. There's 2 notebooks here. I mean, it's not. It's. I always think of like what would Ernest Hemingway's desk look like, and that I think is what modern writer aesthetic is. And it just doesn't do a whole lot for me because one, I wouldn't call myself a pragmatist. I mean, because I'm a creative, my head's in the clouds a lot, but I'm not really a romantic either. I'll look at those pictures where someone's like, oh, I dream of, going away for the weekend and writing my book. And it's just like, well, that's not what it looks like. That's not what it looks like at all. It's much messier. It's much more chaotic. And when I sit here and write, I take breaks. I put my phone up on this stand. I'm talking to my phone right now. It is on this stand, and it's usually playing YouTube videos when I need to take a break from writing. Because that's just what you do. So I find that whole romanticizing of writing kind of funny. But one thing in particular about it has always kind of irked me. So this is mine. It is oh, you're not going to do this to me. Open up. There you go. The writer aesthetic almost always involves a manual typewriter. This is mine. This was my grandmother's. She used, when she died, she had so many of these because, again, she was a hoarder. She would go to yard sales and buy them for $1. And this one is no different. So when she died, I was in the 8th grade, and I squirreled this one away from myself and kept it. And I want to be really careful about how I talk about this because I don't want to poor mouth. I grew up wanting, to say the least. And I graduated high school in 2001. It was very normal for people to have a family computer at that time. So it was also very normal for teachers to assign writing assignments to kids and insist that the paper be printed. I did not get a computer in my life until I graduated high school. My grandparents bought it for me when I graduated high school for the reason that the place where I graduated, from the beginning of the year to the time we actually graduated, 10% of my classmates dropped out. Where I'm from, you could legally drop out of school at the age of 16, and quite a few people did. So it's kind of a big deal to get as far as graduating high school. So my grandparents bought me a Dell computer, and this was at the time of, dude, you're getting a Dell. So I got a Dell computer, but this was after schoolwork, in high school was done. So before then, through all 4 years of high school, I took AP English classes, I took creative writing classes, I did all that. When I would have to turn in something that was printed, it was on this piece of shit. Now, this is not going to be a video of an angry woman yelling. This is a video of a moderately annoyed woman who has seen some shit in her life and is confused by the way it's being received. So, the writer aesthetic has become so popular that you can now buy new manual typewriters just for the aesthetic. And I know it's a collection. You can buy these at antique stores, at thrift stores. They're very easy to find. But holy shit, what they're charging for them. For this sack of garbage, I keep it because we got some history. There have been some things me and this typewriter have gone through. Now, when I'm sure I could probably get a replacement ribbon for it, but back in the late 90s, early 2000s, I could not get ribbon for this. So there was a lot of winding and rewinding the ribbon to reuse it. And because it's old, for the punch to appear on the paper, there's no tapping. You had to beat the shit out of these keys to get it to show up. So there was no doing this. It was straight up this. This is how I had to write all my papers in high school. So yeah, we got memories. This is why I keep it. This isn't even one of the really writer aesthetic-y looking ones. They tend to look a little more, I don't know, steampunk. It's not so romantic having one of these, but I started getting annoyed with this year or two ago. I was in Michael's, the craft store, and they had a typewriter like this for sale for $300. For $300. No. I don't think you understand. For $300 for one of these. And I do not understand it. When it really is just for the aesthetic. Now, I would be willing to bet that you don't have to beat the shit out of the keys to get the letters to show up on the paper. That would be very nice, because this caused me a lot of pain as a teenager, having to beat this thing into actually writing for me. But hi, I $300. The laptop, the very simple scaled down laptop that I write on, was $400, and it does way more than some stupid typewriter. Okay. So that's why I'm very confused by the whole writer aesthetic thing. That's why I'm very confused by romanticizing it, because I love being a writer. And all the other writers I know, something we all have in common is writing. Some will call it a passion. I'm more likely to call it a compulsion. You will do it anyway. You are compelled to sit down and write stories. You are compelled to sit down and create these little micro worlds of your own. So we love it. And it is definitely woven into our very molecular makeup that is in us. We can't get rid of it. We can't walk away from it. This isn't so much a job as it is a personality. But having said that, this business sucks sometimes. It really does. So much of your identity and your sense of self-worth, your self-esteem is tied up in it. It's very easy to get lost in the waves of writers out there. And I mean, we're all going through the same thing. And also the process of writing is difficult, because you feel there are writers who can write 10,000 words a day. I think Stephen King does between 5,000 and 8,000 words a day. There are other writers that only write 200 words a day, which over time, that always builds up. You end up with a book at the end, but it's about what they can take. And that's because depending on what you're writing and your process, it feels like you're being wrung out. You know, some people will describe it as bleeding on the page. And, you know, you think of cuts and you think of, you know, smearing paper cuts all over the page and you get a story from it. I really think of it more like someone picks me up and goes, and whatever leaks out of me, that's what the stories are. And to be fair, if you've ever read me, I don't think that's an unfair metaphor for what I do. But I have a hard time watching people romanticize it as this quiet, dignified process, because it is anything but. So no hate. I mean, God, I've gone into Pinterest and looked at the writer aesthetic pictures because they are pretty. They're very neat. I like the pictures of the little desk with the typewriter and the glass of scotch next to it, because it does look peaceful. And I wish it was like that. I do. I wish that putting words to paper were a peaceful process, and it is cathartic. It is a bit of a balm to do that, but it is not peaceful. Not for anybody I know, not for myself. So the point of this is just my confusion and my I mean, I find it humorous. I do. There is a little bit of a, oh, if that's what you think it's like, that's so cute. But I had to bring out my old typewriter. We're never going to part. I'm going to be buried with that thing because we've seen some stuff together, and it was so embarrassing as a teenager. You know, when you're a teenager, everything embarrasses you. It was embarrassing to go into these classes with all the other smart English kids. Not saying I was smart, I just was in the same class as them. But to turn in these papers, they've all got papers that were printed out from a printer that they typed up on a computer, and I've got these papers where the writing is so faded because of this old ass typewriter ribbon. And it looks different. You know, my stories were always a lot longer because the typeset is bigger than your typical 12-point font, like on Word. So, you know, double spacing was always bigger. And it was obvious that it was way different than what everybody else was turning in. And I always found it so embarrassing. And I even had one teacher say something, was like, you know, you can do this at the library. And it's like, how am I going to get home? You know, I lived in a place where if you stayed after school, you would have to rely on someone to take you home. Or going to the public library, you would have to rely on a ride. And I didn't have stuff like that. What the hell else am I supposed to do? I got this free typewriter. You wanted it printed out. You didn't want it handwritten. This is what you're getting. So yeah, we've been through some stuff. I should probably name the thing. No, that's dumb. Is it? It's dumb, right? Yeah, okay. So that should do it for today. Jack Ketchum, I promise. Girl Next Door, I promise. Threads of Malice, holy cow. First chapter. What? Huh? Oddly, he hit him. He hit him. I know it was an accident, and, you know, he feels very bad about it, but... So, I'm in it. I'm going for it. I will do my best to be done with it by next week, which should be doable. If not, we'll be talking about something else, probably turkey again, because I got turkey on the brain. That's all I can think about right now. I have to do episode 2 of the Ghostwriters podcast tonight. Still nervous. I think episode 1 went really well. Once we started talking, you know, these people are my friends, so it went really smoothly once I saw how at ease they all were. So I'm a bundle of nerves right now, but I know that once I sit down with them and we start talking, I'll be better. It's just, I got this thing, and tomorrow is episode 42 of A Case for Classics. I'm going to do a 2-parter. I'm going to talk about Arthurian legends, which is like my favorite thing. I'm doing that because we noped out of the X-Files. We couldn't do it. That's our second try. We never made it all the way through. That show sucks after a while, so yeah. But we started watching, I don't know if the BBC made it, but it was in the mid 2010s, or early 2010s. I think it was like 2014 to 2016 or 2012. I don't remember. But it's a show called Merlin, and it was it's a British produced show, but it's so wonderful. You know, there are things that we like to watch before bed. We have a TV in our bedroom, and we go up to bed after we put our boys down, and it's time to just kind of pleh. So we like to watch things that are light, things that are kind of easy to watch. We'll watch the more horrible deep dive stuff downstairs on the big, you know, cozy couch, but in bed, you know, it's something where you're starting to really wind down, you're starting to snuggle in and get warm and start to nod off a little bit. But we're watching this show called Merlin, and it's darling. They're playing a little fast and loose with the mythology. They are, you know, but it is so cute. It is so charming. I love it. Oh, we are on season 2, I think. But I'm enjoying the hell out of this show, and it's got me all up in. I love Arthurian legend anyway. It's something that I do a lot of reading on, or did before, you know, I started doing many podcasts. But I love Arthurian legend. I've been kind of biding my time to get to this, but since I started the show, it's just been on my mind constantly. So we're doing Arthurian legend tomorrow. Stay tuned. I hope everybody's well. I hope that you're able to be in a safe bubble. That's what I've been able to do. I have my safe bubble to retreat into, and I hope you have one of those too. And be well and stay hydrated. All right, let's see. Let's see how many times. So it never does it on the first. There's one click. Okay, 2. No, why?